Used to be completely opposite, though, right?
Yep.
He used to spar, and now he switched it up.
But that's when he started doing much better, he said. How often do you spar down there?
There's some version of sparring almost every day, basically every day. But it's a different aspect. You might be boxing only. There's a Muay Thai only day. There's MMA sparring. There's, grappling with ground and pound and wall work,
It's interesting because there's so many different philosophies when it comes to how often you should spar.
There is, and there are definitely days where I have to kind of speak up and say, you know what, I'm gonna pull back just a little bit today, just depending on what my body feels. I try to listen to that as much as possible.
Aren't you sparring partners with like Vanderlei down there still? Sometimes?
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, actually,
I've talked to people about that, and they're like, you don't spar Vanderlei, you just fight him.
Right. This scar right here is happened in Curitiba, sparring with Vanderlei.
Yeah.
You get more comfortable with it, and the guys are awesome. I mean, they are definitely my MMA family down there.
That's just the way they do it. It's not a personal thing. It's
no.
not like they're trying to hurt you.
No,
they
not
try
at
to
all.
hurt each other.
They sing and dance and hug and I mean, afterwards everyone's so happy. You make it through it and you celebrate it.
There's the craziest story I heard was Shogun and Vanderlei were arguing over the price of a pit bull puppy, and so they decided to fight. And if Vanderlei won, then he would get the puppy for free. And if Shogun won, then Vanderlei would have to pay him what he wanted. And Vanderlei knocked Shogun out in training. And was laughing when he woke him up holding the puppy.
Wow.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're really good friends.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a little different.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody needs to talk to them about traumatic brain injuries.
Right.
Yeah, I think one of the things that the worst things they were doing, they were sparring full on, like 2 days, a day before the fight.
Yeah.
That was
Or
too
ECO
much.
was saying
They're not doing
sometimes
that
they were
anymore.
sparring right the day before. Day
Right.
of weigh-ins, they're
Yeah.
sparring. So
Yeah,
That's
there's some really
fucking
funny,
crazy.
cool stories that they have.
Well, I guess you get used to it, so there's that. But you also you leave a lot of your chin in the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just only so much punishment a body can take.
Yeah, and don't take it wrong. I mean, it's controlled
Now,
but yes,
more so.
But I would say it's still more hardcore than the average place for sure.
It's. I mean, it is so open in terms of how people decide to structure their camps. Some people have very little sparring. Like Cowboy was telling me, he hardly spars at all. I mean, he does just technical work and pad work. He's like, I already know how to fight.
he used to be completely opposite, though, right?
Yep.
He used to spar, and now he switched it up.
But that's when he started doing much better, he said. He said it really made a big difference because he was going into fights damaged. Because, he's so hardcore himself that sparring with him ultimately must become more hardcore. It's just he's such a fucking wild man.
Robbie Lawler did something similar as well.
Same thing. But
I think
Robbie,
Tony Ferguson was just
Tony
speaking
Ferguson
about
was
that as
speaking
well.
about it.
No sparring.
Yep.
Tony had no sparring in preparation for his last fight?
That's what I saw in the post-fight interview.